Word. This what you talking about? I gotta see what's going on.
Over the past few weeks and even months, there's been a lot of speculation and rumors circulating the world's tallest roller coaster, King Ka, at Six Flags Great Adventure. And unfortunately, it's not looking good.
It's not looking good at all. We're looking at a potential closure as early as within like the next couple of weeks, which would just be an absolutely massive blow to obviously
the next couple
but also people
weeks.
who just frequent Great Adventure, who just love that park,
yeah.
and the industry as a whole, because obviously the
I gotta go back. I gotta go back.
Taken from it in the coming months or year, however long it
Falcon's
takes
flight.
for Falcon's Flight to open. But this is a definitively different type of ride that we will likely never see again after this.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's been a big transition period away from this style of ride. If you're unfamiliar, King Ka is an intimate hydraulic launch coaster. So it uses hydraulic fluid.
I gotta go back then. They're about to close this ride permanently. I gotta go back and do it again now.
Up to 128 miles per hour. At least that is what they claim, in 3.5 seconds. So it is quite the experience. And it would be a crying shame to lose that, especially with such short notice. And it seems like we might not even get an official announcement from the park. There's a very good chance it just closes, and that's it.
Well, I really hope not, because I feel like that would be borderline insulting
to
people. Because, here's the thing. Obviously, as an enthusiast,
oh my God,
losing...
King Ka is an iconic roller coaster. It opened in
They serious about this? They really might close the shit randomly as hell? What the fuck?
World's tallest and fastest roller coaster, reaching an advertised
Damn, at least I rode it before they closed the ride, bro.
Per hour in just 3.5 seconds.
See, that's why you gotta do. That's why you gotta do shit, man. Imagine I would have never rode it. I would have never been able to ride that shit if I didn't ride it when I did.
456 feet in the air. To this day, it's a major reason why a lot of people
definitely try to go back.
Great Adventure, and the ride experience is extremely impressive.
That should have been there my whole life, probably since 2005.
Opened in more recent years.
I was 9 years old when they built that shit. I'm 28 now. That should have been there 19 years. I didn't get on it. I only got on it one time, like 2 months ago. Shit crazy. Now they about to remove.
I want to discuss why it does make sense.
I haven't even rode it.
As well as why it makes no sense at the same time, and also an update as to how long we may still have to ride King Ka. Now, before I get into it, I do want to say that this video is all speculation, and I am not an official spokesperson for Six Flags or Six Flags Great Adventure. Nothing is confirmed. And
what if they doing this just to try to bring more attention back to the park type shit? You feel me? Like, what if niggas ain't been going to the park like that and they doing this to draw more attention back to the park so people will go back to Six Flags?
Could stick around for much longer, but I do want to say that the amount of different places that I am hearing about King Ka from within the industry being removed is alarming. I'm in a position where I often hear about a lot of interesting things going on behind the scenes in the amusement park industry, and unfortunately, I'm hearing a lot about King
after this video.
So I do caution you that at the current moment, these rumors are not.
The best place to find news where you want to talk about, when I want to talk about like spiritual shit or just talk about, a positive perspective, is always Twitter, because there's always some bullshit on Twitter, bro. All you gotta do is just open Twitter. You see a million different things you could talk about.
I do recommend doing so. So let's first talk about.
You heard that, you heard that, Wavy and Nikki and Jars. If you want to ride King Ka, this is your year to do so, bro. I did it this year. I just got to ride, bro.
To remove King Ka. As I stated in the first line of this,
it's funny too, because one of my mans is trying to go to Six Flags on Saturday. I'm about to ask this shorty, actually. She's free on Saturday. See if she want to go. I'll go with her there. I definitely want to ride King Ka. Nigga, Wavy, pop out, bro. Pop out with niggas, bro. If we go back, pop out. I'm going to look and see if Saturday is valid type shit. I'll pull up. Wavy got to come. You not come. Cool. You gotta come to New York, bro. Pop out.
Icon. It's a very well-known roller coaster, and I'm talking about outside of the coaster community. And a lot of regular people actually know about King Ka. To this day, it remains a big draw for people within the northeastern United States to go to Six Flags Great Adventure. I had the pleasure of working King Ka during the 2015 season as a ride operator, where not only did I get to learn a lot about how the ride works, but I also interacted with a lot of Six Flags
Saturday. I think it's Fright. Let me see if it's Fright Fest still. 1 second. I mean to keep pausing. I think Fright Fest might still be active right now. Yup, it sure is. And this year at Fright Fest and Great Adventure, they doing movies and shit. November 3rd it ends. Oh, that's soon. Let me hit up this shorty. See what she. I'm gonna ask her in a bit. You gotta pop back out. Stranger Theater. This year they got Stranger Things, The Conjuring, Soul, Army of the Dead, Texas Chainsaw, Trick or Treat, The Asylum. They got mad different houses and themes this year for Fright Fest. I'm definitely trying to go. The last time I went there, I was about to hurt one of them.
And in most of these encounters,
popping out of random spots like they were scaring me. They wasn't scaring me. I'm like, bro.
I would typically ask
Nice
that
try.
group if they were also there for El Toro, which compared to King Dakar is actually an award-winning roller coaster. And in almost all instances, the group would tell me that King Dakar was actually the main draw for them to go to Great Adventure. And even with other record-breaking roller coasters,
but El
like
Toro
Rosa,
is probably
Ferrari
funner
World in Abu Dhabi, which opened in 2010 and claimed King Dakar's speed record. And
Oh
now
my
the upcoming
God.
Falcon's Flight
What is
opening
this?
at Six Flags Qiddiya, which will soon stand as not only the world's tallest and fastest roller coaster, but also the longest. But either way, King Dakar will still be an extremely impressive roller coaster.
That shit just went up
and
high
will
as
not only
hell.
stand as North America's tallest and fastest roller coaster, but the tallest and fastest roller coaster in the Western Hemisphere. Here in North America, we're pretty far away from Saudi Arabia. The chances of a North American going to visit Saudi Arabia compared to New Jersey is much more limited. Additionally, if the park
I'ma ride that
wanna
shit in
build
Saudi
some
Arabia.
sort of
I don't
other
give a fuck.
record-breaking roller coaster,
I'ma figure out a way to go on that ride. That shit look tough.
There's a reason why King Dakar was one of the last roller coasters.
I could
to be
feel the
built
ride
during the
while this
coaster
shit happens.
wars.
Like, watching
And that's
it,
because
it's
building
crazy.
taller and faster roller coasters becomes exponentially expensive. If the park wanted to replace King Dakar with another ride, I think it would have to be something noteworthy, or else the park could face a lot of backlash, not only from
they might
roller
lose
coaster
bread.
enthusiasts, but also the general public, as King Dakar is that well known. Most of my family, friends, and colleagues are not roller coaster enthusiasts, and whenever I tell them the rumors about King Dakar being removed, they're usually shocked. The time frame to remove King Dakar also makes no sense as well, since the ride is such a
I'll be down to slide for my
coaster, you
B-Day
should
in
give the
December.
public a good
Bro,
fair
what are you
warning so
talking
that
about?
they can
You
go
think
get
Six
their
Flags
last
is
rides
open in
before
December
the
when
ride
it's snowing?
shuts
What are you
down.
talking
But
about?
as it currently stands, the
What the
rumors
fuck is
suggest
wrong
that
with
the
this
ride
nigga? This is
could
not
close
California,
as soon
bro.
as this
It is
year.
snowing over
It's already
here
the
in
end
December.
of October, and King Dakar usually closes for the season in early to mid-November.
This nigga think he
which
gonna
would
ride
mean
a roller
almost
coaster in the
potentially
snow.
no warning if King Dakar were to close at the end of 2024. I can tell you now that this would be a huge
No
public
bad Mickey,
relations
man.
disaster,
No
and
bad
many
Mickey.
people would be outraged. As much as I love Six Flags Great Adventure, there were a few things they missed the mark on in 2024 for their 50th anniversary. Most of their roller coasters opened for the year with only one train in service and stayed like that for months.
Yeah,
the Big
definitely
Wheel and
did.
the Log Flume opened much later in the season than anticipated.
The Log
What was
Flume wasn't
supposed
even
to be
open
the
when I
park's
went.
New for 2024 roller coaster, Flash Vertical Velocity,
Shit was not
never
open.
opened, and that won't open until 2025.
Shit wasn't open when I was there
So there's a
either.
lot of things that guests could already be upset about. And now if you go and remove a fan favorite roller
stops
coaster
snowing?
with little to no warning, it will
Like
definitely
March?
be a disaster. So now let's
Like
get
February,
into why
March?
there's the sudden movement to remove King Dakar, and how it does unfortunately make sense, in certain ways at least. Now Great Adventure has definitely put a lot of effort and money into King Dakar in recent times. In
Nah, next time I pop out to
2023,
Six Flags,
King
I'm
Dakar's
definitely
Dark Blue
filming
Train
it,
came
bro.
out of its annual refurbishment with awesome tiger
Definitely
stripes
filming
painted
it. I
onto
don't
the
give a
train.
fuck.
Well, at least the Zero car. And then this year in 2024, King Dakar's Teal Train came out of its annual refurbishment with the entire train sporting tiger stripes from front to back, and it looks amazing. Beyond that, the park has allegedly spent a lot of money on replacement parts for King Dakar, and apparently even purchased double-sided lockers similar to what we just got on El Toro. So as far as Six Flags
Bro,
Great
I
Adventure
hate
was
this. This shit pissed me off at El Toro, man. Niggas was pressing me like, yo, bro, you can't have nothing in your pockets. I'm like, how you even know I have anything in my pockets, bro? I got on sweatpants. You don't know I have nothing in my pockets. So I told him I don't got nothing in my pockets. He's like, I'm just saying, man, if you go there and you got something in your pockets, they're gonna make you get off the line and turn around. And I should have just kept doing what I was doing. They ain't make a soul turn around. And I know people who had their phones in their pocket and everything. They was trying to make it seem like even if you got zip up pants, you can't put your phone in your pocket. Why? What are you talking about? Why can't I put my phone in my pocket because I have zip up pants, bro?
going. It doesn't seem like they had any intention
It's
to
like,
remove
yeah,
King
no, you got zip up pants. It don't matter. Like, we still think it could fly out. How? I'm wearing Adidas track pants and they zipped up. Nothing could fly out, bro. Y'all just think I'm gonna pull my phone out, which I probably will. You feel me? But it wasn't even gonna be my phone. I was gonna pull out like I had my 360 camera.
Then
we
have to remember that Six Flags Great Adventure is not ran by the same Six Flags.
Next time I go,
in July of this year, Six Flags and Cedar Fair merged into one company.
I've never been to Six Flags.
Six Flags Entertainment.
Well, you been to
and from what I hear
Park,
behind
right?
the scenes,
Cedar Point,
it's
whatever
really
it's called.
Cedar Fair running the new Six Flags company. So Cedar Fair is really calling all of the shots. Now this is where we get into why it does make sense.
Yeah, see, I told you that they have merged jars.
King Ka is an extremely expensive attraction.
Gotta get police body cam.
I
ain't gonna lie, there's videos that I've seen where people do it, but they have
it has to.
Damn, that was a good perspective of the drop. That shows why it doesn't feel as bad as El Toro. When it goes over the top, it's not a steep drop. It goes and then turns. You see, like it's not steep here. That's probably like it's like a 35-degree drop or some shit. It's not really steep as fuck like that. And then it goes into the 90. But it turns into the 90.
King Ka is the only ride at Great Adventure that requires pretty much 24/7 maintenance.
It just goes
down.
It
has
like
to
this
close by a certain time every day in order for a certain number of maintenance checks to occur overnight so that the ride can open on time.
Ride it again.
Whereas pretty much all of Great Adventure's other coasters
Cedar Point
are
is like tough
basically
my
put to sleep
hometown.
at the end of the night.
Yeah, I want to go there. Every time I see the video of Millennium Force,
they're working checks for that ride. But King Ka pretty much requires maintenance
I'll be like, yeah, I need to get on
active
this.
on it 24/7. So that alone already makes the ride a lot more expensive to maintain than the park's other attractions. During my days working at the park, I would often hear a figure floated around that King Ka would cost well over $1 million.
Look at that drop. It's not steep.
And I'm honestly not sure if that figure
I can't wait to get back on this shit again, man.
Bro, but it's purely the parts needed to keep it
going.
Bro. King Ka is very much a specialized roller coaster, but without question,
I'm about to ask this shorty as soon as I get off stream. I'm getting right in the Discord. Like, yo, we going to Six Flags Saturday or what, man? She was depressed and shit.
I think
I was just depressed. I feel you.
Almost none of the components of the hydraulic
go have
launch
fun.
are
Let's go to Six
actually
Flags
made by Intamin, and each of the different
Yeah, he
parts
said
are
it used to be
probably
made
made
at
by
the park.
different companies, which
Oh, I
means
didn't
when a
peep that.
replacement part is needed, it might not always be easy to get that part, or it could be insanely expensive, especially if that part is custom
Bro,
made
but
for
I feel like at the end of the day,
roller coaster.
people are honestly only going to Six Flags for like 3-4 roller coasters, bro. Everybody, and this coming from somebody who grew up around the park. I live like an hour and 30 minutes, hour 20 minutes away from Six Flags. Shit is right there. Feel me? All people travel to go to Six Flags for is Nitro, El Toro, and King Ka. That is it. I'm telling you, those are the, and sometimes Superman. Like, but if you want to ride like a inverted coaster, but the main thing people go for is those 3 roller coasters: El Toro, King Ka, and Nitro. I'm telling you. Everything else is just like, all right, we can get on it. It'll be cool, whatever. It's just like a side little quest. But those are the 3 roller coasters that everybody gets on, bro. So if they take this coaster out, it'd be really. I feel like the park would honestly lose more money because nobody's gonna go to Six Flags just to get on Jersey Devil and none of that shit. Batman, Superman. Nobody's going to Six Flags just to get on those rides. I could get on those any other place. Like, the thing that makes Six Flags unique is Nitro. Like, me even being somebody that didn't like roller coasters, I heard about those roller coasters my whole life. That's why it was like a lore. When I seen this shit, I was like, when I got on stream and was watching with y'all, y'all like, oh, you're not gonna get on it. That's kind of why I wanted to do it, because I'm like, yo, I've been seeing niggas get on these my whole life. Everybody say they fire. Let me just try. Let's try to see what I can do. Feel me? But I feel like if they take away King Ka from the park, that Six Flags Great Adventure is going to probably close really quickly. Just being honest. Everybody I know that live over here, they don't go to Six Flags to get on anything else but those 3 roller coasters. King Ka, El Toro, Nitro. And like everything else is just like it's just like, all right, we can get on this after and just to keep having fun. You feel me? But everybody knows the 3 thrill seekers. Those are the 3 thrill seekers. They had a few other rides too, but I think they took them shits down too. Like Great American Scream Machine, they took that away. Ages ago. Oh, Medusa too. People fuck with Medusa too. Medusa's the 4th one. Those 4. Other than that, like Batman, Superman, Jersey Coaster, Dark Knight Coaster, all that shit is like, it's not really thrill seekers. They cool roller coaster. Jersey, I ain't gonna lie, Jersey Devil Coaster, that shit's thrill seeker.
Intamin actually discontinued their hydraulic launching coasters.
I feel like they'll lose more money. Like they'll lose more money closing King Ka than just keeping it open and paying the maintenance, in my opinion.
Which are much more simple in nature. So I honestly don't know how easy it is to get replacement parts for Kingda Ka's hydraulic launch. And I don't mean that it's impossible to get a part, but there might be a big time delay associated.
Damn, this
with
is
that.
all the
I
shit
would
that
guess
goes
that
into
a lot
a roller
of the
coaster.
parts needed for Kingda Ka's
These
launch are not
engineers
just
is,
sitting on a
man.
shelf somewhere. So if a part
Engineers
of
is
the hydraulic launch
underappreciated,
goes,
man.
Great Adventure isn't
W
able to just
W
call
in
up
the
a
chat for all the
company and get it
engineers in
right
the
off
world,
the
man.
shelf and
Music
ship the
engineer,
part. That part probably has to be
some
manufactured
roller
and
coaster
then
engineer,
and I think
niggas that
this is
build
a
bridges and
reason
shit like
why
that,
the
bro.
ride can be closed for weeks at a
Very
time,
undervalued,
simply because
underappreciated
a part
parts
of
of
the
society.
launch might wear out or break, and then there's a time delay as to when that part can be replaced. Ideally, it's probably
Like,
best
look
for
at
the
this.
part
You
to
know how
keep
much
a
you probably
well
have to know in your head type shit to like
time delay as to when that
to
part
know
can
how
be
to fix
replaced.
something like this, bro. Come on. You know how much training you had to go through to know how to
Ideally,
fix
it's
some big ass shit like
probably
this.
best for the park to keep a
Come on, bro. This is
well-stocked
crazy.
inventory of replacement parts for the
These
hydraulic
niggas know
launch. But
exactly
doing
where to
so
go,
is probably
exactly where
not
to put the
feasible,
shit.
as
Look
I
at this.
guess that would cost
This is crazy to me. It's only like just 2 people. Yo, it's 2 people there. This big ass shit doing his body self. Like, that is wild to me.
millions of dollars. Not that the accumulator tanks have to be replaced that often, but could you imagine the park just having a spare set of accumulator tanks just sitting around, or even hydraulic motors? At this point, Kingda Ka is now in its 20th operating year. The park allegedly paid $25 million for it back in 2005, and I would not be surprised in the slightest if the park has paid for the ride several more times simply because of maintenance. Kingda Ka is also not a reliable
They
attraction,
made way more
and
money
it
than
can
that.
close many
Did you
times
cop Black
throughout
Ops
a
6?
given
It dropped today,
operating
right?
day for various mechanical reasons, which can leave many guests disappointed that they were not able to ride
I'm trying to
Kingda
go on
Ka the day that they
Leviathan
came to
again.
Six
That shit
Flags
is
simply
different.
because it kept closing down.
I'm trying to
Hydraulic
tell you,
launching
Jars.
coasters just have a lot going on.
I
There's a
told you
ton
if
of
you win
moving
on- if you
parts
win on it,
between
you was
not
gonna
only
fuck
the
with it and
launch
wanna get on
system
it again.
itself, but
I
the
told you.
hundreds of retractable brake fins on the launch track that must retract in order to allow a train to launch, as well as pop back up in case that train rolls back. And let's also not forget the catch car brakes, which are located in the launch trough that slow down the launch
That shit
system
takes
itself.
off
More often
quick,
than
y'all.
not, it's
I'm
often
telling you.
faults with these brakes that close down Kingda Ka so many times in a given day. So with all of that considered, Kingda Ka is not a reliable attraction, and it's also very expensive to maintain and operate. So when Cedar Fair entered the picture,
Makes
they're no
sense.
strangers to Intamin hydraulic launching coasters, as they're the ones who really pioneered the hydraulic launch coaster with Intamin, with Accelerator at Knott's Berry Farm and Top Thrill Dragster at Cedar Point. And both coasters have caused Cedar Fair
See,
a lot
this
of
I'll
trouble
get
over
on
their years
at
of
Cedar
operation.
Point.
So
If they
Cedar
close
Fair is
Kingda Ka, I'm gonna have to
definitely
get on that
familiar
shit.
with the trouble they get into with an Intamin
I'm gonna have to just get on
hydraulic
Top
launching
Thrill.
coaster. I hear that when Cedar Fair entered the picture, they basically asked Great Adventure to figure out how expensive it is for each rider on Kingda Ka. Great Adventure was able to calculate that figure, and the cost
that
was
black
too
train
high.
looks
Now, I
fire.
don't think Cedar Fair wanting to remove Kingda Ka has anything to do with Kingda Ka dethroning Top Thrill Dragster in 2005.
Yes, it
At least I
does.
hope not. As the new Six Flags company,
That's
Kingda
probably
Ka
what
is
it
now
is.
an asset to the former Cedar Fair. So
They're
if
like,
the
we got
ride
Top
were
Thrill
more
too. We
reliable
don't
and
need
less
Kingda Ka now.
expensive, I don't think they'd be pushing for it.
It's
to
out
release.
already?
Now,
Like, you
this
got
is
your
where
shit
we get
downloaded?
into a
You in the
few of
lobby and shit
updates
already,
I
Nick?
have for you, which is basically a few options as to when Kingda Ka will close. Now again, please keep in mind that this is all speculation, nothing is confirmed, and things can continue to change.
I'ma def cop
But here
that
are the
bitch.
few options I've
I gotta
heard.
download
The
it.
ride could run all the way through the
R.I.P.
2025
Dragster?
season and then close.
They made a second
Close
one.
within
They
the
made a
first
second
half of
Top
the
Thrill Dragster.
2025
Didn't they close it down to make like a
close
new
at
one?
the end of 2024, but
Nah,
operate through
I
holiday in the
pre-downloaded it.
park, which would be the first
I'm
time
thinking you in
Kingda
lobbies
Ka's
and shit
ever
running.
operated past mid-November.
It's
Or
free
the
on
ride could
Game
close
Pass
in a
or
couple
PC.
of weeks. Which is why I keep saying that you should continue to keep
It's not
riding
there
Kingda
anymore.
Ka. As long as it's still operating, keep riding it. Worst comes to worst,
They
and this would be
replaced
pretty
it?
cool. The ride actually goes nowhere, but
Wait,
you just
I thought they
ride
replaced
an
it with a
awesome
second one, though.
Stratocoaster a bunch of times anyway. So there's no harm in going to ride it if you're able to. Now again, this is just speculation, but Cedar Fair
Josh,
may
better get
actually
on it,
want
man.
Kingda Ka to close this year. The reason being that in order to open Kingda Ka for another year, the ride would have to undergo its typical off-season maintenance, which is definitely not a cheap thing to do. Now other rumors suggest that the new Six Flags company also wants to get rid of Green Lantern, and from what I hear,
nobody gets
Green
on this
Lantern
shit.
will close this year. I wouldn't call Green
Not gonna
Lantern
lie.
an unpopular
Nobody gets on
ride,
Green-
at
it
least in
is.
terms
It's very
of the line
unpopular.
it seems to gather on
Nobody
a daily
gets on-
basis. But
nobody
that's
gets
most
on
likely
Green
due to
Lantern,
the
man.
fact that the ride's not the highest capacity attraction, as
Exactly.
some of the park's other coasters like Nitro or El Toro, and
Yep.
sometimes even Kingda Ka, can operate at a higher hourly capacity. And a lot of
Duh.
guests find the ride uncomfortable. Most people I know despise Green Lantern. I'm personally
I told you. My boys was like, yeah, let's get on Green Lantern. We went to go get on that shit. I went to stand on the seat. I'm like, bro, this shit is scratching up my balls. Nigga, I can't ride this. The fuck? I don't know what y'all niggas is working with. My shit, this shit's uncomfortable. This is very uncomfortable for me. I don't even know how y'all doing it. My shit is getting punished right now. We had just got off of Superman. So you know Superman, you're laying down and this shit is like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, bro, I can't get I'm about to stand up with something mashing on my dick trying to ride the ride. It's not gonna work, bro. Niggas ain't wanna. They still got on that shit, so I ain't getting.
I'm a big fan of Green Lantern, but I understand the move to get rid of it. But if you get rid of Green Lantern and King Ka, it does open up a massive plot of land for future expansion. Whether that be some sort of new massive roller coaster, and maybe even an on-site
that shit would take like
which
5 years to...
For a good amount of time now, the Great Adventure is seeking to build a traditional on-site hotel. And with all the land from King Ka and Green Lantern, as well as the land between King Ka and El Toro, as well as the additional land on the boardwalk, as the parachutes are now gone and Twister is also
this makes no sense.
So it opens up the potential for a ton of
they just closing mad shit for no reason,
including some sort of new headlining roller coaster. I have heard speculation that the new Six Flags company would basically compensate Great Adventure with some sort of massive new coaster, especially if they were to remove King Ka and Green Lantern. But if that does happen,
they get rid of King Ka, I'm about to riot, bro. At least I got to ride the roller coaster, right? Before they closed it. At least I did that. You feel me? At least I did that. Face that fear. You feel me? You feel me? Tight shit type shit. Let me see.